Hi, this is the Quick Vote project group, and this is just our video for going over our LLM integrations into our application. And so we have done two. The first being after we create the poll, so we'll just say example poll, and for description we'll say this is an example poll. And if we go to the next page, our first AI integration is here, where you can add the options manually if you want, or you can go over here, click this, and say generate suggestions. And using our title and description we wrote over here, it will query the AI to get suggestions for what options we should have for our poll. And so in a little bit, it will paste them in here. There we go. So again, it was an example poll, so it's going to give us options that aren't really meaningful just because it's an example. And so we can get rid of these two here, go next. We're just creating a regular poll with none of these special options. So we can click next again, and then we can create our poll. And after a little while, it'll create, and then our second AI integration happens when we input votes. So I'll just input let's close out of these. Input a few votes here. So I'll click option A there, option B here, and then another option A here. And so we can close out of these, or let's just say close out of these two. And if we close the poll, we can see that our two votes for A are there, our one vote for B is there. But then we have this button up here that says explain results AI. And that's where our second integration comes into play, which if you click this button, it will think for a bit and then explain the results of the poll. Now, the results for this poll won't be that interesting. Again, it's an example poll. But as you can see, it does just put the percents of how many people voted for which one, the percents. And it says, there's a clear winner, double runner-up, whatever, And that is the basics of our two integrations using the large language model. And we used Google Gemini for our model. So if we go down here, we can see some of the code. I can't move that. But as for routes, we added two routes, the explain route and the suggestion route. And this is for our suggestions sub part of our app right here. For our services, we added two as well, which is the generate suggestion service and the explain results service. And as you can see here, it just calls the Gemini client with our Gemini API key using this Gemini model right here. And that's basically it for the code as well. So thank you so much.